This is Elise, and I'm going to spend some time today doing some reflection on the self-assessment that we did for class this week. So the first area that we did some self-assessment was in time management, and oh boy, is this an area where I need some work. More than anything, based on what I know about myself and based on the self-assessment, I struggle a lot with procrastination. I know how to prioritize and I know how to schedule, but I am just a procrastinator. And I think something that was useful in this assessment this week is to take some time and reflect on why I procrastinate, because I think there are different reasons for different people. And what I came up with are largely two things. One is perfectionism. I think sometimes I feel like if I'm not prepared to do a great job on something, I just don't want to start it. And the second is just anxiety. I think maybe some of that perfectionism plays into some anxiety about completing tasks, particularly for my schoolwork. So I think I need to focus on some different tools for combating anxiety if I'm really going to tackle my procrastination. Something I've also noticed recently is my brain works in such a way that I need time to mull things over. So I'm not someone that can just sit down, start an assignment, and finish it. I do much better if I'm able to look at a task or look at an assignment ahead of time, prepare myself mentally, chew over the thoughts that I have about it, and then come back to it at a later point. And then I can be much more productive. So that's something that I've noticed recently, and also something I'm going to try to do more often. I also want to make sure I minimize distractions. Distractions are a big part of my procrastination. And that was the tool that was suggested with the resources from Mind Tools, which this assessment was from. So I can do things like put my dogs outside and turn off my phone so I'm not distracted by friends, family, social media, that sort of thing. And I think I'm also going to start prioritizing my tasks, not by most important to least important, but actually this is an idea I had from the assistant, by least pleasant to most pleasant. So I can tell myself I'm going to get things done by getting the things I like doing least just out of the way. The next assessment we looked at was about readiness for change and resiliency. I think by nature I can be uncomfortable with change, which I think a lot of people are, and that's kind of human nature. One thing that I think I'm going to take away from this bachelor's program, however, is that I intellectually understand how important it is to be open to change, and how being open to change aligns with my ethics. And I've developed ethics around the importance of patient safety and providing quality care in my practice, and that being open to improvement and change are pretty paramount to sticking to my ethics. So based on the quiz, I think I have the most vulnerability to being a quitter. And what that means is a quitter is someone that is, readily adopts change and is more open to change, but can kind of give up on change when it becomes inconvenient or difficult. So in this way, I think I want to develop a more of a stick-to-itness in my practice, and become more resilient when it comes to adopting change, and I think I can do that by preparing myself mentally, by expecting changes to be inconvenient and difficult, and knowing that I just have to push through them. So the next thing that we looked at is communication styles. I would say that I'm not someone that often experiences conflict personally or professionally. And based on this quiz and based on what I know about myself, I am a major conflict avoider. I definitely can be in situations where I avoid saying what I feel um, because I don't want to deal with the fallout or the conflict that might come from that. And I definitely avoid people and emails and phone conversations if I feel like, there's going to be unpleasantness involved. Um, so, and I think that benefits me in a lot of ways. But what I've also realized is that some of the nurses that I admire the most are quite assertive in their practice, and I think you do have to have a certain level of assertiveness to be a efficient patient advocate. And I think there are ways to be assertive without being aggressive. So that's something that I'm going to work on, and I plan to do that by kind of just using positive self-talk, and telling myself you can broach this issue because it's more important that a patient is safe or that a coworker is safe or that we're delivering quality care. That's more important than if someone is upset and if someone has negative feeling towards me. So, next thing we want to talk about are strategies to reduce stress and build resilience. So some things I've outlined for myself that I'm going to do. I'm going to make time for rest and reflection without having guilt. I'm transitioning as a new nurse in night shift. And I think to lower my stress, it's just really important to let my body rest and recover. And try not to feel guilty about that because we're so programmed to be productive all the time. The other thing that I'm going to do is ask for debrief and dialogue around stressful situations when I need it. Sometimes I've found I've been wanting debrief and dialogue after a stressful situation at work and I don't get it. So I need to ask for it. I need to talk about what just happened, what did we do right, what could we do better, and I think that will help to lower my stress. So, in summary, my goals are to procrastinate less by minimizing my distractions and focusing on why I procrastinate. To become more assertive professionally by doing positive self-talk. And also becoming more resilient by pushing through difficulty that I can expect with change. So I can stick to them.